And welcome to a new series for this channel, which would be quite short to be fair, now that I think about it, but I still need the content, so yeah. Basically, what the series will be about is what every single one of these units that you see on screen does, what they're good for, and where should you use them, or if you should even consider using them. Now, I would like to point out that since this is the first video, it will be a little bit longer because, yes, reasons. And uh, I don't have all units unlocked yet. So for units that I do not have unlocked, we'll just look over at the unit book. But I hope that I get all units. So here. So yes, I think that's it. So without further ado, let's begin with the most simple units, which are called plebs, which we went over the unedited, unfortunately, guide video. Again, sorry for that. I will, once I go home, I will maybe make another one. I'm not really sure if I have it in me, but yeah. So let's start with the most bottom and normal one. It's called infantry. Here you can see the stats. You can see if they do magical or physical attack, what gender they are, what tribe they're from. You can see those three ones are, well, only the top two matter. The third one is for something else, but basically the first one is if they can attack air units, and the second is if they can attack units like Shadow and or Crow Knights, which have a cloaking function, which basically make them invisible to most units. Now the other stats are attack speed, so basically how fast they attack, how fast they move, from how far away they can attack, how much damage they do when they crit, how often do they crit, and how fast do they respawn. So here you can see that the infantry has these stats. Again, they might be different because I have equipment points on the unit, so we're not going to look over those stats, and instead we're going to look over the other stats. Like the attack speed is 60, not really good, but still it's for a 1-star pleb, which is not really important. They have a small uh, wait, what was that? They have a small attack range because they're again a melee unit. Of course, units like Crow and Shadow Knight would have bigger ranges than units like Infantry or Orc Fighter. Basically, yeah. They're slow. They crit. They do 50% extra damage. So right now you can see they do 16 physical damage, and basically one in every 5 attacks mathematically will do 24 damage, and they respawn every 150 seconds. For their battle abilities, their normal attack is, well, just a normal attack with their sword, and their skill attack is a stun with which acts like a crit. So when they do their skill attack, they stun and they do 24 damage. Just because those units are decently new, I'll do the first 4 units in one video. But here is something that you probably forgot, is that we'll also go over the senior and later on extreme units. So yeah, you can see you can evolve them to become senior, and when they get to senior, they get better stats. Here you can see. Wait, hold on. Let me just do that so you can see. Yeah, you can see it's basically like one level extra, and the stats down there are, I think, yeah, they're the same, but I mean the normal stats here. The attack speed, movement speed, attack range, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know how to explain it to you. Uh, Basically, their normal attack is the same, but their skill attack is 50% more broken, meaning that more OP. No, no, not OP. That's completely else. But anyways, uh, yeah. Basically, they do 48 damage if they're not transcended, and they stun probably for the same amount. I'm not really sure. You can also see that they have a pet, which will unlock a hidden special ability of their unit once I get it maxed out, which is not going to be soon, because somebody cannot be bothered with doing outland battles. But in the battle tab, you'll also see that their unit will now never take knockback, which is cool. Now we'll go over to the Elf Archer, which is one of the starter units. I think the starter units were like a priest, a knight, and an Elf Archer. Oh wait, no, I think it was not an Elf Archer, but a high Elf Archer. I'm not really sure. I should probably check on that. Anyways, you can see the stats. Like, objectively, the top stats are weaker than the infantry, but the bottom stats are something like a little bit different. As you can see, their attack range is 10 times the attack range of the infantry. They attack a little bit slower. They're slower. They crit the same. Oh no, they the exact same crit damage. They crit the same and they respawn the same. Their normal attack is just a normal physical attack, and their skill attack is an array of arrows. I think yeah, that's everything special about those guys. Oh yeah, also they're the most basic unit to have the ability to fly and attack cloaked units. So yeah, that's something I suppose. I'll just change my team so I can actually push a bit. Their nah, their senior version is again one level up, same stats down there, but this time the array of arrows or the skill attack is 25 arrows to 5 enemies pretty evenly, and they're fired immediately. And they never get blown away. Now, I'll just save the level of one just so yeah, I don't have to do it later. Now, skeleton units are again a range unit. Decent, I mean, not so decent stats, but that gets compensated for by their special ability of that when they die, they have a chance to revive. And yeah, that's I think that's it for the skeletons. For the normal skeleton, for the senior unit, they don't have a skill attack, but they never get frozen, and they have the same exact special ability, which is not really anything to be, which is not anything too great to be fair. But then again, you're not going to use those units like ever, so yeah. Now, if you look at the orc fighter, uh, his kit, I mean, he revives faster than the infantry. I think he does less damage. Yeah, he does less damage, has a bit more health, and has the same exact. Oh, wait, no. So their stats are the same on top row. Wait, are those? Those are the same unit, except for the skill attack, which is basically a crit, and it does a little bit of knockback. Not a crit, but like it's 2 shots. Their senior version is, I think, the same. I mean, it's similar to the senior version of the infantry, but their skill attack is that they strike enemies with 2 to 5 times enhanced attack power and a little bit of KB, which is a little bit better than the human, but they have less attack. So yeah. So to end this video, what are the uses of these four units? Nothing. They're plebs that you were probably not even going to use in. Have I done my worst? Oh, okay. I have not done my worst. Don't be a stupid person like me. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that there will always be a better unit, and that you'd almost never want to run skeletons or archers. So this is what I use for wars. I mean, it doesn't really matter since it's mostly KO related. KO being that number. No, not that one. The number here, which I hope I have a mouse, but like I don't. So now that we went over those units, what should you do for? Uh, at most, you can use them for uh, cheap transcendence when it comes to gems. Here, okay, well, no, he's maxed. Yeah, you can use them for cheap and transcendence because the more transcend, the more trans points you have, and the more trans points you have means that you can skip more levels. So yeah, this is going to be the video for the 1-star units, and in the next video I will probably go over the 2 rows of somehow human units. I don't even know if we have firebirds, but anyways, I'll go over the firebird and the heavy infantry, and yeah, I thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.